There are certain whiskies which are made outside and they're giving the Indian names to that.
Once I saw Amrut Indian single malt whiskey. I went there, I'm asking him, so what is this? What is
Deceptively similar trademark.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian single malt is the hot brew of whiskey.
Is there a lobby for alcohol as well that we need one nation, one excise?
At a non-monetary level, if it starts, it's at least a progressive that we have one country, one label.
Expedition, $12,000 in the international market. It's the first 15-year-old which is coming out in the market.
I feel $12,000 is less.
बच्चे की जान लोगे आप?
Why are we expensive? My question is why not?
There's a big story of Diwali edition.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that price...
People have paid 1,20,000 rupees about, which is not genuine.
Father of single malt means it's Mr. Neelkant Rao Jindale.
Right. So there is a rule in Scotland. You have to age it for 3 years. There is no such rule in India.
FSSI doesn't have any limitation for age. Let me tell you, as recently in Scotland, you visit distilleries, you don't like them at all. We are far, far ahead as far as the liquid quality is concerned.
They go by the brand here. Macallan, it's a good whiskey, so I'm drinking it. What is there inside? No, I don't.
We drink labels.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
How important is CSD distribution for you?
कि डिफेंस से जो माल आता है वो और स्ट्रांग
होता है. Yes, yes.
Yeah, analogy अच्छी देते हैं.
बाल ऐसे थोड़ी
मूछें ऐसी थोड़ी बनती है.
मेहनत लगती है उसमें. Tell you.
अमिताभ बच्चन को बोल दो ना.
देखिए जनाब, जब बच्चन साहब बोलते हैं तो जो आवाज है वो अंदर से निकलनी चाहिए. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Tuhin Show, Icons of Bangalore. It's a super special episode as we're talking about spirits. No. We're talking about different spirits, the spirits that are crafted, curated and pitched against the international players, and we took all the accolades away. We're going to talk about the single malts of India. It came as an experiment, globally accoladed, loved by the people and winning awards day by day. Amrut set the stage. Paul John took the baton and Kid Indri inherited the craft. Joining me from Amrut, Pramod Kashyap, Deputy GM International Operations. Welcome. How are you doing?
Thank you, Tuhin.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, from Paul John, we have got Himanshu Asher. He is the Global Brand Ambassador. Welcome.
Thank you, Tuhin. Thank you for having me.
थोड़ा smile करो आप. And and from Indri, the mad scientist, Surinder Kumar, the master distiller Indri, and currently working as an independent consultant in alcohol industry. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you guys together. This is the first time, I guess, this is happening. So we are creating history, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Are you guys excited?
Yeah,
Very much.
Very much.
Sure.
Every day we should create.
Every
new
day.
history. Yeah.
So I was
And
thinking.
most of such occasions, where we can interact among
Right.
ourselves, and see what's happening,
So there's no competition. It's just
not
the
at
talk
all,
right now.
not at all. There's absolutely. I feel there's never been a.
I don't think there's a
thinking
competition
like that,
because it's such a vast blue sky,
Ah.
and it's just the way that I think we are all now concentrated efforts to build the category.
Yes,
along with the
exactly.
best.
That's the ultimate.
But I think
you
out of three of you, he has got the most difficult job because you have to maintain that mustache. I don't know how you maintain that mustache for years.
He's got
and
enough of
years
time,
and years.
probably.
Huh?
We just finish it morning,
Yeah.
closing eyes.
How do you do that? Do you craft it yourself or do you have some person?
There are two things that I don't do. One is drive, and another is shave.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
So you have a personal stylist, is it?
With a touch of royalty.
Wow. So welcome once again, gentlemen, to this podcast. It's going
Thank
to be
you,
a
Tuhin. Thank you.
spiritual session, and let's give as much as we can. Let's start with which was the last whiskey you had?
I had, in fact, I would say Glenlachie, the peated version.
Okay.
Chichibu peated.
Chichibu.
Yes.
ये कौन सी whiskey है?
This is a Japanese whiskey.
Okay.
Fantastic one.
Okay.
And yes, I had that.
I tasted a very interesting whiskey from a gentleman who is a 3-time Olympian champion
Okay.
in sailing, and he has come up with a whiskey of its own, and it's called Unkiltered. Yeah.
What is the make? What is it like?
Scottish.
Scottish?
It's been made without wearing a kilt.
I suppose.
Open to interpretation. Yeah. So
Fantastic.
Okay, now let me start by asking, in this Bangalore weather, it's rainy, there's also chaos on the road, traffic hai. Which whiskey of yours would you suggest people to have?
Oh, I would say Indri is a lovely whiskey. It's a lovely everyday dram, very gentle, smooth, fruity. You know, I feel that's suitable for every kind of palate. You know, be it young, be it ladies, be it the old man who's been drinking single malts all his life. It suits all palates.
Himanshu,
Paul John Madeira.
Madeira,
Yeah, that's
the new
the new
entrant.
the new debut along with the port cask, which
Right.
increases our wine cask.
Hmm.
Yeah, but so the Madeira is something which kind of captivates the weather.
Right.
Bangalore weather, every day it's different. So try all the variants of Amrut, starting from the classic, fusion, then the peat,
एक बोलनी है, एक सोचो.
fusion,
Fusion.
Amrut fusion. Yes,
Okay,
please.
Amrut Fusion. Have you ever received any weird messages that since you're in the alcohol industry, so do people ask you कि तुम तो यार शराब पीते रहते हो, and you know that weird questions sometimes
That too
people
free of
ask.
cost. That too free of cost.
Free of cost.
This is a question asked. You know, you're very lucky people. You know.
Okay.
You don't have to pay for your drams. You know. See?
What do you get?
I think people think that one free of cost for sure.
Yes.
They think that whatever the appearance is, like a tasting or a show, that's our life.
Correct.
And what we do in front of the camera is just 5% of what we do, and not the entire business of things.
Right.
Which I think just eludes because it's so much right as in front of the public viewing, that they think that we really live a charmed life, whereas just what Surinder Ji said, that there are no free lunches.
There are no free lunches.
So I
yes.
think it's the grit, the craft, the sweat that goes is hidden away, and people do not see that part. So yeah.
Of course, what sir was mentioning, you get your daru free. No, we don't get it. They ask my wife, how are you managing this guy? He must be coming
Sharabi.
He must be coming home drunk. But the scenario is different. So nothing comes free, and no.
It's like any other job,
Job,
basically.
yes.
So you're not selling gold; you're selling liquid gold. So
Liquid gold,
So
yes,
you have
yes,
to
definitely.
you have to really work hard for that.
Yes.
You have to do quite a lot of blood and
Yeah.
sweat.
Yeah.
So let's begin with a quick round. What is the soul of your brand? If in one line you have to define what is the soul of Amrut. I'll start with Amrut.
Pure Indian.
Pure Indian. What would Paul John say?
I think it's, as you rightly said, we are all Indian. One part of provenance that comes for all of us individually is to showcase the glorious parts of India which we are, where we make our whiskies, and it captures that terroir, so it's Goa to the world. But I think we are talking about the place where it is made.
Right.
It's very much like wines where you have Bordeaux, Burgundy. Similarly, for an Indian single malt, we have so many regions that makes.
Right.
There is, yes, the tropical India, but I think when a culture, a climate changes every 2 kilometers, I think we have a vast diversity
Right.
under the one Indian single malt. So
See, that is what is happening. There's north, there is south, and we have Goa as
Goa,
well.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's Goa to the world would be the soul
Okay.
to speak.
What is the soul of Indri?
Indri's soul is the word passion.
Okay.
Something which was which has originated from the hard work. For all of us, the same story. Nothing comes easy, and it is something that we wanted to create from an Indian distillery
Right.
that would probably surprise the country and the international.
Everybody were surprised. Indri is out and taking the awards away. Everybody was surprised.
That's what I'm telling you. The soul is that passion, first
Right.
of all. And then the idea of how to make basically a differentiator in our whiskies. Amrut has produced wonderful whiskies. Paul John has produced extraordinary whiskies.
Right.
So obviously we were the new kid. Amrut, I knew the process,
Right,
sort of,
right.
how they have gone through a certain process. And so has Paul John gone. So I thought, let's do something which has never been tried by the earlier
Right.
distillers. So,
So
that's
from-
how the idea of Trini, the triple wood concept came.
So from double wood to triple wood, you graduated
in fact,
there.
Amrut, I did a double wood.
We had
Yeah.
We had it.
Okay.
Double wood there. So I thought a triple wood will be nice, which has not been tried.
Right.
So let's do. But then more you make it complicated, it becomes a little intricate to find basically to converge all the profiles in one whiskey, which is layered basically with different flavors.
See, experimentation
profiles.
is there, which I recently saw in Dalmore. King Alexander. This is the first time they did 6 different casks.
Yes.
So over the years,
It's very, very difficult. More you
Yes.
increase the probabilities of the ingredients, more it becomes difficult to converge it at one point.
Right.
Basically, but ultimately has to be perceived by the consumer on the palate.
right.
So that was a challenge, but I love challenges. I've had my life full of challenges always. So I thought let's do it, and touch wood, we are able to converge all those flavors in layer form on the liquid side, and it was appreciated by one and all.
See, when we talk about Indian single malt, there are certain people to be mentioned. Of course, Mr. Surinder Kumar, who crafted the liquid, sent it to the world, and the world liked it. And now it's a big market. Everybody followed the norm. What you started, the legacy is taken forward by so many brands. The Jagdale family, of course, we have to mention their name, their passion. Mr. Neelkant Rao Jagdale, the visionary and a great leader.
Yes.
Not to forget the hardships of Ashok, which was there in Scotland, just to put an Indian brand on the international map, and Mr. Mahatma Gandhi.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there was a story. He was in London at
Yes.
Park, and they was planning to shut down the single malt business. He saw Gandhi's statue. He said there are lines on Gandhi's forehead. Is it because of the age, or he has got tension? When he turned to Rakshit, he said, "Kitne cask chahiye? Kitna bottles chahiye?" So his thing was, if Gandhi would have given up, तो independence नहीं मिलती. So let's give one last push.
Absolutely.
That is where the international single malt market started.
That was a master stroke. In fact, if you ask me, that was a master stroke in the history of Amrut. I think that moment, that probably what is the conversation between dad and father has happened, and they compared the struggles that they were undergoing and the struggles the old man Mahatma Gandhi had.
Right.
He said, if he has not given, then why should we give it? So that's probably a good thing.
What do you guys have to say about Jim Murray?
I would start with Jim Murray. Amrut cannot forget Jim Murray. So yes, he has helped us build the brand inside India and of course globally. So thanks to Jim Murray.
Ultimately, the product speaks for itself.
In fact, and I'm glad it has not happened for the whiskey industry or the single malt industry, which happened in wine. Bordeaux, for a long time, started making wines which appealed to Robert Parker's palate. And
Okay.
that would give the higher ratings.
Absolutely.
Now that stopped some time ago. So you cannot continue that legacy. So
Right.
we are not making single malts to appease to one palate. We are making a single malt what a first tropical aging does. It's, as I said, we could have made it very simple and made sourdough bread and gone home. But we decided to make that the bread needs to be elevated to a whiskey, and hence the same 3 ingredients go into making a whiskey. But what you do with it is the craft, the passion, and the provenance, which it is, and all the 3 promoters' vision actually drive that. That is
That's the essence.
That's the essence.
That's
So
the
I
essence.
think
Absolutely.
we are not making to please a palate.
Right.
We are making what India can stand to.
See, this is what India's narrative in international market right now is, with the chefs coming out, the food which is reaching out. They're saying no, we are not preparing for your palate. हमारा खाना है, you eat this, if you like it, okay, if you don't like it, it's okay. We have more and more people to take it. So it's our thing. If you like it, okay. If you don't like it, we are not going to change the recipe.
That's been the
So well
that's been the
said.
principle
So-
basically.
So well analogized, because I think outside India, you really don't get a true representation of the cuisine. And now it is so heartening to see micro cuisines of India
Being adopted.
coming in as a pop-up or a small restaurant,
right.
and so on and so forth, which is beyond the chicken tikka masala that they have. So
are you doing a tie-up with them? Are you doing some sort of when you go in the international
Yeah.
market?
Yes.
Do you tie up with these guys and present your liquid?
Yes,
And
we
Indian too?
yes, we do some food pairings. We have some tie-ups with some good Indian restaurants. One in Paris, which is called as a Jugaad.
Acha.
Yeah, beautiful one.
Yes.
And he does some food pairing for us, and goes really well. People love it. The French, they love it.
But with Pramod, the thing is, every time you pour something, he has to, he goes in depth. मुझे ये भी आ रहा है, ये this I can taste, this I can taste. But I love it. I learned my whiskey tasting from you as only.
Thank you.
Observing you,
Bye.
how to do tasting, how to hold a tasting session. I learned all from you.
Thank you, man.
Let's talk about business now. Globally, the spirit market is seeing a decline.
right.
Okay.
There's a 1% decline in the volume. There's 2% decline in consumption, but a 2% increase in the value because of the premium demand. Gen Z, they're very aware. They're like, if we want to consume something, it has to be premium, and they're not influenced by Virat Kohli's and all. If they're drinking something, we want to have that only. They're more concerned. There's health concern as well. What is the marketing approach in that case?
See, this decline is happening in certain countries, if you see. Like, for example, in US, yes, there's a decline. It's not that they hate whiskies, all of a sudden, They still love whiskies, but
So more factors involved in this. The economic conditions, it's playing a major role. For example, in Europe, it's a huge decline.
yes.
And it's not like people, they don't want to drink, they don't want to buy anything, and any whiskey above 100 euros, they're thinking twice to buy. This was not the scenario a couple of years back. So yes, this is a problem which is going on. As sir was mentioning, certain markets are down. If you're talking about the Indian market,
No, it's not. That's
No,
what-
it's not,
that's
it's
what I
not.
come-
So
come to that.
Indian market
Indian
research
scenario is
says
different.
in early 2024, 58% of the market was taken care by the Indian single malt.
No,
The whiskey
53.
market.
We have touched 53 year before.
Yeah,
Just because-
53%, yes.
But,
in
but,
23.
If you see, we have come out, Piccadily has come out with a yearly performance. We're going for 40%.
And you're a 3-year-old.
We are 3-year kid, yes. November 2021, precisely.
Wow.
So you can't say Indians are doing, all brands are doing good. So,
Of course, global market, it's struggling, not because people, Gen Zs are not entering here. No, it's a different problem there. So slowly, steadily, yeah, the cycle, it's a cycle.
But I think it's more to do with experience for people. It's not just drinking alcohol. No. I want to experience something out. There has to be a narrative for that. Ki, haan, when we drink, it is not just to get high, but there is some premiumness and quality to that.
You're comparing again Indian mentality to
Western mentality.
Of course, here there was some, back in the days, people used to get drunk, any good whiskies. For example, we have seen Fusion bottle used to get inside the retail shop, and people used to like buy six bottles, and it was ego satisfier. Oh my God, I have finished half a bottle today, full bottle today. So in the Western world, it doesn't go like that. Yeah, premium. Everybody tastes premium whiskey, and comparatively here, the scenario is going much better now. People understand what they're drinking, what they want, and times are getting changed. Yes.
I feel generally, if you see consumption versus the quality is the prime driver of the consumption. See, nowadays even the younger generations, be it in India or overseas, they want to drink less, but they want to drink the quality.
Quality.
Right. So that's a reason. And even if you see the RTDs are getting popular outside, definitely, and the cocktail culture is growing in India.
Right.
Why? Because people don't want to consume more of alcohol.
Right.
So that's a way and means of basically reducing the intake.
Yeah.
So that's basically the consumption. I don't know. Yes, you can.
I mean, all these factors like Pramod highlighted, internationally, Europe, there's an economic downturn.
Yes.
People are drinking less, not because they want to, or they just can't right now. And in India, I think people are drinking or consuming experiences first, and then the alcohol gets delivered. So whether it's a cocktail bar where, as you can see, there's so many mixology driven bars that have come up, and that is driving a shift towards, so is your liquid sessionable, mixable or savorable? Then it creates these three triangles, and as you know, we are creating opportunities because of these three pivots, and then looking at what part of our portfolio fit that. So market dynamics are driving it. The younger palate wants a story and flavor. Okay, that to be delivered not in a preachable way, but more in a info education way. Practical way. And tell us what your story is. If your story is Goa, if your story is
Indri,
if your story is Bangalore, we will want to know. And as I said, thankfully, we are in that business where people want to know. Imagine people trying to do that for orange juice. It would be so difficult. We are growing as a country, and people will look for experiential driven consumption.
You've got a son, you've got two sons. Do they drink?
One son doesn't drink, elder one doesn't drink, but younger one, yes, occasionally. The wines or the white spirits, sometimes whiskeys also.
Sometimes whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
My son seldom.
Okay.
Yeah. Not college going, but yeah, he seldom drinks. Yeah. So, or with us at home. I don't know about outside.
Okay. What does he prefer? Indian single malt or something else?
I think, thankfully, I know that he's not going to do cheap because he's seen so much around at home and good quality stuff.
Yes.
And whenever he's done a bit of tasting with me, I think that would have built his palate. But yeah, I don't know what happens outside. What happens outside happens outside.
Happens outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
what about you?
My son is a minor.
Yeah, he's a minor, but have you seen youngsters decline in drinking, and is there interest in new whiskies?
Decline in consumption, no, I haven't seen. But I've seen youngsters, they want to try new things, and I don't see any decline there.
From marketing point of view, I want to ask, what is the narrative you're giving to people, the cultural identity of Indian single malt? So, like Paul John has the strong Indian identity. They have elephants, they have Sanskrit scripts and all written. So, is it conscious or just to counter the Western narrative?
It's an Indian single malt, so it has to show the Indianness. So our packaging has to be Indian, which has to look out good, stand out good. You cannot expect a Japanese guy coming and doing Indian package. Doesn't give any sense. Make any sense. So
what is the narrative you're giving? Your brand narrative?
Things about Amrut. Amrut name itself, it's a pure
Right.
Indian name. So, and of course our fonts, our packaging, if you have seen, it shows that Indianness, that colorful, vibrant, and which matches our liquid. Our liquids are like, it's completely different. If you compare it with any scotches which are light, our whiskies, they talk. Once you nose it, once you put it
Right.
on your palate, yeah, it gives you that feel. Oh, this is a whiskey which is not from the usual continental matured whiskey. It must be from
Something else.
somewhere.
So Paul John is like in your face India.
India is a celebratory culture, so more is good. Okay, so our colors are vibrant, our typography, all of that has a context to the whole thing, and hence we are able to portray that on our packaging, right? And we are not shying away. If you were to take an approach of making a whiskey and do it somewhere else in a culture which is tropical and celebratory, you have this, and that's
Right.
being truest to where we make it and where we come from. Our visitor center is in an industrial area, right? We have created that visitor center with Indo-Portuguese style
Right.
by a Goan architect and our chairman's vision, that this is how it needs to be shaped. So in the middle of industrial concrete and structures, here is this Indo-Portuguese villa kind of
Right.
welcoming the visitors, and you've been there.
It's a beautiful visitor
So
center.
that is not shying away with the colors of yellow and white. So I don't think that's ever an intention from all of us to be a Western style.
Right.
Yeah.
So in your face Indian. Like Indri itself is written in Hindi.
That's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
If you see Indri, you see the brand itself, Indri. It's a Sanskrit word which signifies the Indriya, the different senses,
Right.
and which is aptly chosen probably because the kind of product that you're associated with, the whiskey, and you have to enjoy, appreciate the association with the whiskey while you're dramming. You have to engage all your senses. So probably an apt name that way.
Yeah.
The Indriya. So
Basically, after drinking this, you feel like Shaktiman.
no, there is.
Yeah.
I'll go further. Devanagari written,
Right.
and it's focused. It is so eminent on the label that you can see the bottle from a distance. So that's one thing.
Right.
Second thing is the bindi,
Right.
the vermilion,
Right.
has got its own connotations.
Who
It
came
shows-
up with this design?
It was our promoter, Mr.
Okay.
Siddharth.
Okay.
Completely, it is his creation. Absolutely. So ultimately, we chose Indri because the distillery is situated in Indri. It's a beautiful hamlet surrounded by lush green agriculture farms. It's this case, and then there is Bindi particularly.
Right.
It is placed on a place which is the space for the third eye. Right? So third eye defines something which according to me, I perceive it that way. I've taken it that way. Third eye is something you should have an eye for the details.
Wow.
And that's one thing that we have pursued while we were designing the product, recipe.
Right.
So everything is Indian, basically.
Amrut has the similar stories with Atma and Spectrum, for that matter. So what's the line between culture and cliche when you're telling people? What actually are you giving to the Western world when you're telling the story?
See, if you're there on the field there, half of the population who you meet, they don't know what's happening in India. They see on the television whatever is happening, so they don't know. They get really surprised when you tell them. If you spoke about Spectrum, nobody in the industry, forget the
In
Indian.
400 years, this was the first time.
First time. Spectrum is one, Atma is one, and there are other products also. If I'm talking about my leader, Mr. Neelkant Rao Jagdale, he was a visionary. He was the one who wanted to showcase, okay, India also can do a good quality single malt whiskey, and he started the project. He showcased it to the world. And now today, if industry person or a connoisseur, if I want to point out, first is the Scotch. Second, they talk about Japanese whiskey, and the next thing which comes is India. And in India, of course, the name Amrut stands out first.
Right.
So the pioneering of Indian single malt whiskey today is Amrut, and Mr. Neelkant Rao Jagdale, he is the father of Indian single malt whiskey category.
Of course. So we are saying that we can do what you're doing and we can do it better. We'll give you quality and not just random thing we're giving you. We are as talented as you are, and we stand out. We are different.
We are no less. You have to understand the greatest advantage or disadvantage with us was we had no legacy passed on to us from, maybe somebody who has been in the industry for 30, 40 years and he has passed on the trade secrets to you, and you have moved on. And every distillery, the master distillers have struggled. So have we. It is something that we have been self-taught.
Right.
Nobody taught me. We had no training, specialized training for single malts. No. It's only because we traveled number of times to Scotland, we visited the distilleries, and we understood their scale of operation, the SOPs, and that's how we have learned, and from the books. And when we started, there was no internet, there was no mobile.
You tried three different woods from India, which did not work, and then you went for the American.
No, Indian woods are now being tried. Now being tried. There's a scope now. Probably, we should do that. I feel we are slow on that. There's a way.
Whiskey aged in sandalwood cask. It would be such an awesome thing.
It's too intense.
Won't be whiskey.
Too intense. Too intense.
Won't be whiskey.
No, if you see Mizunara also gives you sandalwood, but it's not so intense.
Yeah.
It's not so intense.
There's a big story of Diwali edition. So you said it's a Diwali edition. People said, okay, it's a Diwali edition, and all of a sudden that price was
skyrocketed. Yes,
the sky.
That is unfortunately the kind of market we work in. It's nothing is in your control. People have paid 1,20,000 rupees about, which is not genuine. We created that liquid with that intention that it should be affordable, it should reach masses, it should reach basically the whiskey connoisseurs. Basically. No, I don't want it to get into the hands of somebody who makes money out of it.
That was the first time you tried all in all a sherry and
yes. We have done quite a lot of work on that, and
yes,
we imported good barrels for that matter, and we do it every year. We have seen it. We'll be doing this year also. Of course, this will be this year. It will be on a different style, but nevertheless, it's something great.
What's the story behind Paul John names brilliance, edited, and bold.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. When we started, we obviously wanted a flagship portfolio. Now, when you prepare a flagship portfolio, it's going to stay for a long, long time, and that will be the cornerstone of everything, whether it's your product architecture. And so, A, it had to be distinctive. B, it had to represent what the liquid was. So, when we showcased the liquid, and that was the unpeated one, one of the things that came out was that the color is brilliant. And you know, it was capturing a Goan sunset, not in one audience but in many audience, including Mr. Murray commented on that, because it was a showcase of tropical aging in a coast. You know, you could see the effect being different. And obviously at that time, just to give you a reference point, in 2009 and 10, the only reference was Amrut.
Amrut.
At that, as an Indian. The second one came bold, because that was our peated whiskey. The impression it made on the palate,
Well, it's bold.
that it's rich and bold, but it is not a peat monster.
Right.
It was able to showcase the 6-row barley, the malt. It was able to showcase the cask, the ex-bourbon, and the smokiness that we wanted to. So it made overall a very bold impression on the palate, and it would not put off people who were looking at a comparative. We were looking at what could be the Goa style of maritime aging. So we wanted to make that statement. Edited, a sharp was provided to be a bridge, because at that point of time, there are, like in chocolate, there are people who like dark chocolate and people who wished they liked dark chocolate.
Right.
Similarly, there are people who like the peaty style or the smoky style,
Yes.
and there are people who wish they liked the peaty or smoky. So the edited was an introduction, as we would put it, just a kiss of peat, and that was how edited. When you edit something like you would do with all of this, you need, if you snip out too much, you lose the essence. If you let it to lose, you would get a lot of unwanted parts as well. So the
Right.
edited was that narrow thing where it would just introduce the
It's a
people
touch
to
and
be-
go
yeah.
situation.
So that was how the brilliance, bold, and edited came in that chronology.
Wow. And then you achieved nirvana.
Then we achieved that. Well said. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. But there are a lot of brands which are coming in the market now, and there is something called craft whiskey as well. So craft whiskey is not just aging; they're putting the molecules, making it taste like that. What is a craft whiskey according to you, which is coming out now, and brands like Kadamba, and there is another brand I was saying, Ugar or
Ugar.
Ugar.
That's a distillery in Karnataka.
It's a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old, which is for 2,500 and 4,500 rupees. So these are the crafted whiskies, or these are aged like that, or they are the new
No,
entrants.
craft. If you go by the word craft definition, craft means small volumes, small batches,
Right.
and no automation, basically, by hand, crafted by hand. So that to me is a craft product.
So
Because,
Ugar, I saw yesterday, the 7-year-old, they're selling for 4,500. Whereas when we talk about Greedy Angels, 8-year-old, it goes to 22,000 to, I think the 8-year-old is 22,000. Is there difference in the liquid?
Of course. Go back to that question on craft. Craft is small batch, right? I would like to add provenance. Means where is it coming from?
Correct.
What have you made it out of?
Okay.
Okay. I don't think the brands that you have expressed are
Anywhere near.
communicating.
Yes.
They may be there, but we don't know that messaging. Because all of us as an industry also look at what quality of players are coming in, right? And how will that shape the Indian single malt category?
Right.
Okay. there's a similar playbook that has happened in Japanese. There were Japanese labeled brands which did not have enough Japanese
whiskey
in
itself.
it to start with, right? But that was one era. We are now going to go through the same phase. Unless the provenance is established and the narrative of small batch and how you are going to make it is part of the whole thing.
This 8-year one, what you are saying, the Greedy Angels 8, this is not the first release of Amrut. This is the third release. What is retailing? The first release was in 2012, where we bottled 132 bottles for the entire globe. Very well accepted that time. That was the first 8-year which India saw. And you are comparing a quality 8-year quality whiskey, a Greedy Angels, which has been accepted worldwide, appreciated worldwide, and to a 7-year. I don't know. I haven't tasted the 7-year-old whiskey, but if in terms of quality, if you're comparing, this is well accepted across the globe. People know what the quality is. Person who's paying 22,000 rupees is not a fool to just come and pick up a bottle.
That's what I'm telling. Yes, obviously.
The stocks got over, so it got sold out in what? 1.5 months, it was over. Quality demands a good price.
But see, I've seen the popularity of Indian brand is so much that there are certain whiskies which are made outside and they're giving the Indian names to that. And also trademark infringement is happening there. So what is the experience you have had in that?
Once I saw Amrut Indian single malt whiskey. I'm standing in an exhibition, and we have put an Amrut and all our products are there, and someone came running. There's another whiskey there which is called as Amrut, and I went there, I'm asking him, so what is this? Yeah, this is an Indian single malt, Amrut. Then I told him I am from Amrut and we exchanged cards. This is the story.
Deceptively similar trademark.
It happens. It
It's
was
one
almost
of those fly-by-night operators.
Yeah.
So that's how it's happening. In fact, more and more now. You will see this kind of experiences we have from Indian distillers now.
Okay.
They come from nowhere and they have no facilities, but still create a single malt. And in one of the functions, I met one gentleman from the distillery. I said, how come you produce this? You don't have the single malt, you don't have the malt distillery. He said, sir, wo nahi pucho aap. I mean, this is something,
You see, like it has happened in gins. There are Indian named gins which are not made in India.
Okay.
They are made somewhere else.
Bombay.
So,
of course.
Yeah.
But then you don't mind that they have made a good product at least.
Well,
I don't want somebody to ape Indian names, and produce a bad product.
Yes,
that's a worry, sir. That's
one worry. The second worry is the liquid that goes outside and then gets labeled as. So, on the anvil of that scenario, and the responsibility of shaping what the category will be, I think there is the Indian Malt Whisky Association, which has.
Oh yeah, yes.
Right. Recently.
That's going to be a.
That would be I would say, the apex of how the category would look like going forward.
It was
And I'm sure if that concept it's taking the momentum.
Yeah.
I feel that's the need of the hour. I feel that's time has reached that something like that has to happen in the industry.
You were telling me a story about Indri, the trademark. You saw.
Yeah. In fact, there was an agarbatti manufacturer in Bangalore.
Okay.
In Bangalore, is Bangalore based, and something like exactly the same font size, same color combinations. Exactly the same. It looked. If it was broad, you could feel that it's a monocotton of Indri. But then just since it was a narrow for to accommodate the essence sticks, and then ultimately we informed the people, and They were sorry to do it. They said we'll stop it.
You can have a surrogate marketing through that, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
रात में पियो सुबह ये जलाओ.
Spirit to spirituality.
Spirit to spirituality.
Spirit of spirituality. Yes.
हाँ. तो बंद करा दिया आपने धंधा.
Obviously, we had to do that, because it's something, infringement.
Do you guys talk to each other when you're making your spirits? Something is launched, something like port and Madeira. Have you tasted port and Madeira of Paul John?
I have tasted, yes.
No, so what happens?
Madeira I
is
have tasted.
I have tasted port. Port is an excellent one.
Yeah.
I like the Madeira.
It's a good
So,
one.
Madeira.
so for example, I think we are meeting like this after a long time in Bangalore, but
So Bangalore we haven't met only.
most of the time we
it's
meet
all
in whiskey
outside.
festivals,
Huh.
and what happens is we are all around each other, and then we go during those low tides of people, just go and chat across and all of that, and aaj sham ko kahan kidhar khana jana hai, those kind of conversations, and then we kind of say ye try kijiye, ye try kijiye. So I think that's the opportunity that we get to taste each other's craft and expressions. And what is the delight part is that if you were to put this together blind, none of this would be interchangeable,
Right.
because they are so distinct, showcasing the provenance. It showcases the width and the depth of all that we have, and that's the exciting part. I think what Surindarji has done, and to him, that having made Amrut what it is, he was mindful to do something else for Indri as well, and something new there as well. So I think we have managed to keep not only the narrative, I think the liquid, which is the center of everything, very distinct, and we get to try new stuff.
Let me tell you, I was recently in Scotland, and to tell you honestly, I feel we all are doing fantastic work. You visit distilleries, try their samples, 3-year, 4-year. You don't like them at all. You don't like them. We are far, far ahead as far as the liquid quality is concerned.
Okay.
And I'm not telling you just because I'm an Indian. I was not at all happy. I don't know, there is something going wrong in Scotland. And across, it's not something. I checked probably 4 or 5 distilleries, samples, but no, it didn't impress me at all.
All well known, sir.
So
What brand was that, sir?
What I mean, good brand. See, Scottish, whether it is an Indian distillery coming into the malt industry, you can't be ordinary. I can tell you, you will burn your fingers.
Right.
You have to be excellent. I was just within myself, I was thinking that probably Indians are doing a good job. It's a liquid with robust flavors. It's a liquid which comes of age so quickly.
Right.
And uniquely.
And
uniquely. Yes.
Do you taste each other's whiskey for market research also?
Yeah, obviously, absolutely. Absolutely.
कि पॉल जॉन ने क्या बनाया, अमृत ने क्या
No,
बनाया?
see, it is not that. See,
no.
you cannot, from the market we get it. Why not? If I'm developing something on the peat base, I cannot repeat what Amrut is doing. I cannot repeat what Paul John is doing. But despite knowing that, I will still compare my sample with this, because these are
Right.
different geographies. I'm in a different geography. But there's probably a temperature fluctuation between 50 degrees, the highest, and the lowest is 0. And Amrut is not experiencing that. Paul John is not experiencing that.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see where my whiskey stands between these two good whiskies.
Right. See, because this is what has happened. This is what I've seen. The peat of Amrut tastes totally different from Paul John.
Yes.
And Indri. I've not tried too much of peat. I tried the Game of Thrones.
Yeah. That's a gentle peat.
That's a very gentle peat.
And as he mentioned about
and
irritate
in
or
Diwali,
something,
Diwali 2024 also, it's a very gentle peat.
See, that we have done it in a different. It is a controlled, basically. We have not we have not let the peat over dominate, because peat is something, and Indians don't, of late, Indians don't love peat, much peat.
Okay.
A hint of peat, probably good.
How important is CSD distribution for you?
I think
It really helped the business of Paul John.
Yeah, I think I would say at many levels. The first was timing. The first wave of COVID got over and we could just about come and get things done. I think the first shipments that went out was to CSD. The air of the, or the voice of the nation was Atmanirbhar. And that, and we were there as the as a front runner for getting the stocks filled up, because everything was just drained out of the shelves. So that helped us to get, I would say, distribution very quickly, and now to all other single malts. And that, I think, in terms of imagery and in terms of acceptance, became far more
Greater.
than any awards could do, because आप CSD में your आप listed ho is as big as getting listed in a duty free,
Okay.
because it goes
It's a
through
huge
so many
market.
audits. You have to be in minimum 10 markets, you have to have a performance record of this thing, so and they come and do the audits. So it's not कि आपने बनाया, और it's a matter of pride to be there in the CSD listing. And it's not कि you are making 20 of that, you get all the 20 in. No.
Nice.
It's a very large market, and spread across north, south, east, west, everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere in
And
It's
you
a
cannot
separate
say
channel
no.
for us. We've been with the CSD for quite some time now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Macintosh, we have a blended whiskey called
Right.
Macintosh. It was blended for CSD
Yeah,
in those days.
absolutely.
It's been out
Amrut Ram.
Amrut, 50, 60 years in the market, and we have a separate channel. It's a separate channel, CSD.
Whilst you have good large depots where it's you can send it across, but you also have to send to Andaman, you also have to send to Kashmir,
Yeah.
Right.
and you also have to send to Northeast.
Right.
So it's no escaping that.
The logistics
Is
challenge
huge,
is there
is-
to
yeah.
I think
It's
the
a
greatest
channel
logistic
on its
challenges
own-
for
its own-
CSD requirements, basically. Because CSD depot will not order you a full truckload of a whiskey. As he rightly said, you can't, if you have 5 expressions, all 5 are not in the CSD, so that you fill each quantity and make it almost a truckload of this thing and send it. So here, if it's a one brand, so they can't ask you 600 cases or 800 cases.
Right.
So that logistics is a big challenge, and when you are operating from one facility and then go to north, south, east, west from one location is difficult.
So
very, very
to all the CSDs, it is your distribution or they distribute?
No, it's a direct. There's no distribution. There's a direct.
We send it
You
to the
can't
pertaining
sell
depots.
it through any agents.
Okay.
The law is you cannot send it through the agents. It's direct dealing between the distillery and the CSD.
You produce it, put it in the lorry or straight to the depots. Straight.
Okay.
And then the greatest thing is because so many armed force people are
Right,
there.
right.
So everyone, whether you're an officer or a havaldar or a colonel or a spy, you are entitled to a quota. And then when you have a quota, you take it home, you share it with non-defense persons along with share.
Right.
So that way, it's a way of spreading a word about your
Right.
product.
It will reach the corners of India.
Yes,
that is
that's what I'm
guaranteed.
telling.
Beyond the civil market.
So our defense forces need good fueling, and that is what we all are doing collectively.
No, they deserve the quality products.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the other thing, and this is historic, कि डिफेंस से जो माल आता है वो और strong
होता है. Yes,
अच्छा,
yes.
और अच्छा
It's a
होता है.
perception.
There's a perception.
It's a perception.
Exactly. Yes.
But I guess I speak for ourselves. Our liquid is the same.
Absolutely.
That we put
can
across.
I? Yeah.
But the perception is कि वो जो वहाँ से जो कैंटीन से जो आ रहा है, that is a lot more फौजी भाइयों के लिए.
तगड़ा होता है, तगड़ा.
For limited editions, How do you decide how much goes into domestic and how much goes into the international market?
See, limited editions, there are two types there. One is a single cask. So that is single cask. We usually at Amrut we decide. Say for example, Germany wants, so that will be bottled only for Germany. So those are single cask portfolio. The second thing is as you mentioned, limited editions. Certain markets we restrict. Say for example, a limited edition was planned only for Calcutta, the City of Joy edition, and it was for the eastern part of India. So it was rationed there. Other products, Atma for example, it is only for the US market, nowhere else, and limited. And then comes the other limiteds like Amrut Porto Nova, which is rationed world over. 100 cases India, 50 cases, whatever. We plan it according to the demand.
And also, I think it's to do with ABV as well. Like if you're selling at cask strength, which is not allowed in India.
Everywhere, yes.
Yeah.
In India, it's maximum is 50% they allow.
50%. The classic goes to 55%.
Yeah. So as Pramod said, single cask, we do single cask, and it only goes to a particular buyer, person, or
Market.
society, or so that is one, and that is whatever the cask gives as a finite number of bottle, that happens. The second, we clearly distinguish between a limited release and a limited edition. Christmas edition is our limited edition.
Yes.
So the liquid every year is different. It is finite number of bottles, and we will never repeat that bottling ever again.
Once in a lifetime.
It's a once in a lifetime. So that's limited edition. Limited release, like our Zodiac series, Kanya and Mithuna by Paul John, are limited releases. We got Kanya in 2018. We got about a batch of a few thousand bottles. I think if memory serves me right, around 6 to 6,500 bottles which we got. And we never got that kind of liquid till 21. And we bottled in 22. So that was the second batch of Kanya. So I don't know when I'll get next and how much I'll get. And the second lot we got was about 3,000 bottles. So we said that okay, because we have to maintain so many packaging inventory, we said we'll just give it to the duty free in India and the international market, because it's a 70 cl one packaging. So that was how we take those conscious calls. Similarly, Mithuna, we have one lot. We don't know when that will get done and when we'll get next. So that is the limited releases. Coming to classic and peated select cask. So that is part of our regular portfolio. We bottle it about twice a year. It was only sold in Goa because at that time the Goa allowed 60% ABV, and hence it was 55.2 and 55.5, and it was exported. Because of the FSSI thing till 50, we had to recalibrate the ABV for Goa at 50, but at the duty free it's at 55.2 and 55.5. That's a part of our commercial portfolio.
And that's where probably I feel the government has to look into relaxing those kind of restrictions. Because if you see the single malt at a cask strength will exhibit much better profile than any other ABVs. And then ultimately it's for the wish of the consumer, whether he wants to consume at the cask strength or he wants to dilute it according to his choice when he opens the bottle.
So what is the Indian palate like? Do we like cask strength, or is it more of a Western palate that they want cask strength?
I don't feel in India is a popular. India still it's getting educated. It's getting educated, but still there's a lot of percolation of knowledge and education and the trainings which have to percolate down the consumers.
इसमें अल्कोहल ज़्यादा है, ये पीना है, अभी तो इंडिया में ये है ना कि अल्कोहल कंटेंट इज मोर, जल्दी चढ़ेगी.
This is what I was telling, sir. You remember when we launched intermediate sherry
Yes.
in Bangalore.
Yeah.
Chairman was asking which is the whiskey you usually consume, which is which is your favorite. The gentleman is telling, I love Macallan's. Fantastic, wow. 90%. It's a sherry matured. We were launching our own sherry, intermediate sherry. We were talking. He was explaining. Sir also was there. He was also explaining and everything. This is a sherry, Oloroso sherry bird we import. And the gentleman there, he was surprised. Oh, is Macallan a sherry matured whiskey? So all these years I was
So you can imagine.
consuming sherry matured single malt whiskey. So what I meant to say was they go by the brand here. They don't know what the whiskey is there in the bottle. Nothing, no clue. Macallan, it's a good whiskey, so I'm drinking it. What is there inside? No, I don't know.
It's the narrative. It's the story which has been told to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
brainwashed.
Yeah.
They've been brainwashed. It's that element of snobbery into Indian minds that
Right.
I have to drink only the imported stuff, and
Right.
and then to show to friends, I can afford that. That still is there. It's going away slowly, but I feel it's still there.
We drink labels.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
We
We
drink
drink
labels.
labels.
Yeah. So I have a question on that. Then how do you maintain the price balance? Rather justify the price balance. Now I'm coming to, as you said, sherry. Paul John PX Oloroso is roughly around 8,500. Indri Game of Thrones is 6,000 something.
6,000.
Amrut sherry is 6,500 or something. Porto Nova is coming to 15K in Gurgaon and all. Versus there's Bowmore, there's Kilchoman, Royal Bracala, Glenmorangie 12, 14, Glenlivet 18. They all are below 8,000. I'm talking about the Gurgaon prices. I'm not talking about the Bangalore prices right now.
Gurgaon prices when? In December or now?
Yeah, because the policy
there is a
change.
price difference.
Price,
Oh yes.
yeah.
but normally they all are below 6,000. All these except for Levitt 18.
Don't worry. Wait for some more months. These will be available even for 3,500 rupees as well.
So I think I have to bring in a very point of view is why are we expensive? My question is why not? It's Indian luxury.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We have been making much different product and better product. All our award-winning whiskies here. Why are we shying away to say that we should not charge more? The Japanese have done it,
Yes.
right? The Taiwanese have done it. Why should we
Shy
be
away.
diffident? It is the colonial hangover that unless somebody tells us that you are worth this, we won't increase the price.
Exactly.
Okay.
So Indian luxury, we will not bat an eyelid to pay 2 lakhs of rupees to a Kanjivaram sari, right? Why? Because there is no comparison from West. If a brand decides to charge whatever, the marketplace is brutal. So it's not कि हमने sticker लगा दिया and वो बिक
That will
गया.
sell gaya. Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
आपने sticker लगा दिया नहीं बिका तो आपको खरीदना पड़ेगा. We will keep pushing the envelope. And if a Yamazaki in 55-year-old in hedonism sells for 6.5 crores, we will definitely not shy to aim there. Are we not keeping those lofty heights? I think then there is a question of why are we here? We will someday, not counting inflation, in real terms,
We will reach there.
we'll reach there. But it is not that somebody tells us, "Arey, your whiskey is more than this." No, we will keep pushing the envelope. Ultimately, as I said, it's whether it's a box office hit or not.
People
And
have to
hence the
decide.
arbitrage of getting whiskey because of supply demand, retailer can say it's 1,20,000 and people will buy it. It tells what it can, people are willing to pay. No, at the end of the day, it's
Absolutely.
that. So we will keep pushing that envelope till we say that this is the normative, and I don't need a Western benchmark for pricing.
What are you saying?
One of our variants is priced at 12,000.
Coming to that. Yes.
Why not? Why not?
Coming to that. all these whiskies, when we talk about the expressions, which are expensive, and a lot of people are talking about it and they see that it's a non-age statement, no age statement. It's NAS.
Yes.
Everything is NAS.
Yeah.
Talking about the general mentality, I'm seeing a 12-year-old, I'm seeing a 10-year-old, which is a Scotch, as compared to no age statement in the Indian whiskey.
Right.
So how do we counter that?
No, it's,
See, this
see,
has
you have
been
to-
there for
you
a
have to-
long time.
You see, this we have proved it to the world long ago. See, this is an accelerated maturation condition, and in that process, we tend to lose about 10 to 12% a year,
Right.
as against 1.5 to 2% in Scotland.
Right.
You know, we get the same profile, but probably if 1 year aged single malt is here, whatever, the whiskey,
It's 3 years there.
it'll take them 3 years to be what we get to at 1 year. So similarly, if we produce on an average, I'm sure most of the blends in Indian, I'm talking of 3 of us, because we know the standards what distilleries follow. I don't feel anything will be less than 5.5 to 6 years. You have to compare that. You can't compare with a 6-year-old. You have to compare it with the 18-year-old
Right.
Scotch.
So probably this is why we are not writing the number of years, because it will create a perception in the head of the buyer.
The ecosystem here is different. This is what we are getting. This is what the liquid we are getting. So everything is fine. The quality, profiling, taste profile, everything is exceptional. Better in some cases
No,
compared to
definitely.
the continental matured
You won't,
liquid. So there's no need. There's no need. Some of the continental matured whiskies, they've stopped putting ages now.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's a-
Because
it's
it'll not sell
yeah,
them the
yeah.
whiskey. You know, I can tell you there was a master distiller and blender from Scotland. So he had visited us. I'll not name him.
बताओ ना, नाम बताओ, कौन आया था?
बोल देंगे. I tell you, he is one of the most, I feel, the most gentleman in the industry. He was with me for a day, two, probably 1.5 days. To tell you honestly, he was such a frank fellow. He said, Surinder, you are producing better whiskies than me. It doesn't mean that we are producing, because he produces, brands. But his statement, and it's an honest statement. When he gave that statement, so I was happy, really. This comes out from a person who's got so much of experience from well-known brands he has produced. So I thought it's a good job. It's an encouragement. So that way, I feel.
I'll
There's-
give you
there's
an
nothing-
analogy here. Tuhin, if you look at, and we talked about orange juice, so let me
Yeah.
bring in another beverage, tea. You take 2 cups of water, one is cold at 2 degrees Celsius and one is hot.
Correct.
You take the same tea bag and
Put
you
it in
dip
both. Yes, exactly.
You will see,
that's a good one. I
and
tell
you will see
Really.
the interaction of the tea bag with the cold water is so slow. I mean, for the first few minutes, it's not even having a conversation.
Correct.
You look at the one with the hot cup of water, the water is trying to leach out color, flavor, aroma. Now, if you steep that for beyond 3 minutes, you will get tannins and it will taste bitter.
Right.
Whilst you say that I'll wait till both the teas get ready, this one is gone. Yeah, you wouldn't drink it. This one is the cold brew, which is also very nice to taste the next day. This one, you need to stop the steeping and enjoy the fullest flavors.
Right.
And to the audience, ladies and gentlemen, the Indian single malt is the hot brew of whiskey.
Exactly.
So why should I put an
a
age
good simile.
statement?
Very nice.
There's no need.
There's no need. We are presenting what the nature and cask intended.
What is the ecosystem? Whatever ecosystem.
Whatever environments we are reacting to the environment, and we are building it as a provenance.
Right.
So even if I take it and we are losing, even the evaporation that is about 8 to 10% is different. They lose because they are in the hinterland. They lose more water.
Yes.
We lose more alcohol because it's 80% humidity in Goa throughout. So even evaporation is at different layers. So I don't think there's a parallel as an analogy beyond this.
And moreover, we are not here to compete with those numbers. This is what it is. Indian whiskey is like this.
Aging is mandatory, maturing is optional.
Wow.
True.
So on this, tell me, is there any impact coming with the new trade agreement between India and UK? Because there was the duty of 160 or 150%
50%.
on the import. It will come down to 75%.
Yes.
So the bulk is coming here now.
Yes.
This is the big international market they have seen. So bulk is coming here. Price will change or will remain the same, or it will become part of the margin what people keep.
The 100% it's going to leave a huge dent on the Indian producers, but very premature now to comment on that. But yes, it is going to leave a dent.
Are you thinking about reducing the price?
Pricing. Of course.
See, all these things will happen over a period of time. Once the whole policy gets unfolded, how people react, how people do the costings, probably.
So how are you guys reacting to that?
Nothing as of now,
Nothing.
really. We're just waiting for the plans to unfold.
Okay.
But if you ask me individually, personally, I feel there'll be some, the immediate effect could be probably there'll be an influx of more of Scotch coming
Right.
to India, and thereby disrupting the Indian positions, single malts. It may come,
Right.
but that will be a short-lived, and ultimately it is going to be the Indian way. Maybe they have to. Maybe price adjustments will happen probably, because Scotch is, as of now, if you see, they're not very costly. 2,500. I mean, Johnny Walker is what, almost 2,500 rupees,
It's 1,800 rupees.
and that too at 150% duty. So imagine when it's slashed to 75%. What will be the fate? Now that may impact the Indian industry definitely. So that may be forcing the Indian manufacturers to recast their their planning as far as the price points are concerned, as far as the segment. Maybe they have to change the segment probably. Overall, there'll be a good trade. There'll be good exchange of knowledge.
Right.
And probably, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be some relation forging may happen between the MNCs and Indian distillers, or between the good brands which are selling good volumes in India with some other lesser known brands or lesser smaller distilleries. Probably that sort of an arrangement also is expected to happen.
It will have at 3-4 levels. Indian single malt industry is a very small industry as a number, so as to speak.
Very small.
Okay, so I don't think that, is there going to be an impact? Yes, there is going to be an impact. But if you look at where the secondary scotches sit with the IMFL or IML as what we call, that is where the battleground is. So the battleground is, as we perceive that, is Indian single malt whiskey. As you at current day and age, you have pointed out earlier the price difference, and which we gave a posit on why not. That will remain. The gap will, and then what we individually need to do as a strategy, and just the pricing is not the only way to strategize. There will be other ways that we will strategize at. But having said that, the play is more at the IML or IMFL market, which the perceived fear is it will get inundated with secondary scotches. Now,
No, but then I would counter that. That's an advantage even for those IML people also, because
Exactly.
most of the people import the Scotch, so that Scotch is going to be lesser.
So that
cost.
economics will come to play.
So,
the
everything
palette
it's a-
expansion will happen,
Right.
because you will get that market
Versions, yes.
will
Exactly.
get newer flavors, and it will expand the market as well. Now, having said that, just the duty is not the only thing. Distribution in India is the biggest hurdle. So, so how would Bombay, Bangalore, Goa, Delhi, Gurgaon, that 5 is one. After that, India is just not the trends here only. You have to go deeper. A smaller distillery there or a secondary scotch has to have that wherewithal to get into an Indore or a Pune or an Odisha or
Right.
Agartala.
No, that's where my point was that probably that condition will force them to forge an
Alliances.
with the Indian distillers.
Yeah.
Because they have a base, they have a distribution system. So probably that will be an easier route to come.
Like
into Indian
what you have with Sazerac and Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I mean that is again driven by another FTA agreement. Now, for example, let's go back before all of this came in. There was an FTA agreement with Australia, and we thought that there will be a flooding of
Australian wines. Yes.
Did it happen, sir? Nothing.
Nothing. So
No, but then there was a failure of crop there.
Well,
so vintages.
having said all of that,
that's probably could be one of the reasons.
But it's not going to play out immediately.
Yes.
It will be
Take
a
time.
play out of, I would say, 24 to 30 months to, the law of physics. Liquid will find its own level,
Yes.
will happen.
The buoyancy will be there.
Yes. That way, I think it's going to play out, and it's going to play out with co-optation, collaboration, because
Yes.
not everyone will succeed. Distribution players at national level of importers are very few.
Okay. Of course, we're talking about the Indian single malt Expedition. Comes in a huge box. I saw that the bottle is so beautifully crafted. $12,000 in the international market. It's the first 15-year-old which is coming out in the market. What is this price point? What is this design? Would you want to tell the people?
It's the first 15-year-old matured single malt from the country. Of course, 15 years, maintaining a whiskey for 15 long years, it's not an easy task.
In India.
Yeah. How difficult it is, you can ask, sir. We were talking about the mathematics, how it works, 1:3, 3.5. So if we simply do the calculation, mathematics there, it is what? 45 to 45-year-old matured single malt whiskey. Yes, we are very proud of that. I feel $12,000 is less for the...
बच्चे की जान लोगे आप?
You buy 75 bottles, it's only 75 bottles, and it's actually sold out. Huh? The box which you have seen, an engineer had done that, he has created that,
Yes.
designed, and fantastic packaging, bottles been imported from Scotland.
But designed in Dubai.
Yeah. And Mr. Ashok, he put in a lot of effort working on the packaging, and a proud moment. And why not $12,000?
Have you tasted that whiskey?
I have indeed tasted.
When are we tasting that whiskey?
It'll be by invitation.
My invitation?
No.
मुंह खोलो पल्स पोलियो की तरह 2 बूंद जिंदगी के 2 बूंद.
We'll all speak to Mr. Rakshit. And then,
उधर देख के बोलो.
Rakshit sir, this is Tuhin wants to taste the expedition. Please give a date, time, and let's have a tasting. Surendra Kumar sir is here.
I'll go to the distillery only on Tuesday. I'll snatch a bottle.
And Mr. Himanshu also wants to taste it.
Because I have a right. I have taken care of that stuff for 10 years. I request to Mr. Rakshit that I deserve a bottle.
You deserve a bottle.
A bottle,
Yeah.
yes.
So please sir.
There's 11-year-old which is coming from Indri now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Which
it's
is
already
not
there.
priced
It's already
that.
It's already there.
These are once in
I
a
tasted
lifetime.
Tasted that.
Okay, how is it?
This is at Malt Live.
Season 2.
Yes.
I also tasted it.
Yeah, so
I tasted
That's a
that
wonderful
in,
packaging.
Germany.
Wonderful packaging, wonderful bottle, and wonderful liquid.
So these are once in lifetime, sir. I
Yeah,
don't know whether
absolutely.
we're going to
Yes.
produce it again.
How do you foresee what you are going to make? What is the forecast? When do you decide the recipe? That, okay, this is going to be this, or is it on the go? How do you foresee?
Any whiskey,
Huh.
when you're developing any new product, NPD, new product development.
Yeah, so new product, for example, Expedition has come.
Yes.
Did you experiment on the go, or did you decide on the first day that no, I will make this?
You can't plan it a year or 2 years before that. It has to be planned well in advance.
So when do you forecast that this is going to be my limited edition, this is my regular edition, this is my experimental bourbon?
It is problem with master distillers is you have to spend most of your life in the warehouses,
Right.
not in the air-conditioned offices.
Hmm.
So there, your job is only to nose and probably hunt for those barrels, kind of things. It's something, a unique barrel if you find in the warehouse while nosing, and you pin it down and mark your signature on the barrel that is not to be touched,
Okay.
and that kind of a thing. And then you have to follow it. If I intend to do a 7-year, 8-year, 10-year old whiskey, so then you have to follow it. It's not easy, as you rightly said. In India, beyond 5, 6 years, 7 years is difficult.
It's very difficult.
It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. Because in India you have to understand, a master distiller is not only a master distiller in India. I know what we go through when you are in charge of a facility. How much of responsibility is on your shoulders. So you find it difficult to track it after every 2 months, 1 month, time, to track the barrel.
But you would
that-
experiment that, okay, let me get the PX, let me get the Oloroso, let me get the port pipe, let me fill in this, and let me take the X bourbon into this.
See, it is basically, that's what I'm telling you. You have to follow the barrel. If you find something interesting, I allow it to mature for 2-3 years in X bourbon, and then probably see at the end of that period of maturation that you are thinking in your mind, 3 years, 4 years, and then has it developed that sweet spot
Right.
that I'll transfer it from X bourbon to a sherry barrel, XYZ barrel. So that you have to decide, and then how much of time you want to put it in the finishing stage. So that also has to be decided.
So
You can't finish it for longer time, so that it kills the whiskey.
So I would say some of the expressions are on the go. You keep experimenting. Some of the expressions are decided before.
Oh, much before. You have to well plan it. You have to, in advance you have to plan.
Which one was planned on day one? Like what kind of the limited editions you're bringing, the
Spectrum, these were planned. Then the single casks, those are planned.
You are telling that $12,000.
Huh.
See, it's a long exercise. I know 2019 when I left Amrut, that was 10 years old. So you can imagine the period that has been followed for a particular barrel or a couple of barrels, together, and then it needs a lot of exercise. And the problem in India is for such aged whiskies is, it's not that you leave it for 5-6 months, doesn't matter. Between that good sweet spot of the whiskey, when you take it out for the bottling, and the next 3 months, if you extend it beyond that sweet spot, you have wasted all those years. So it is that precise, because the change between that after 10th year or 11th year or 12th year, whatever you have decided, between that sweet spot and getting it spoiled is a very short interim period. So you need to be very focused, attentive, and otherwise that whole labor is lost.
right.
For us, we realized that this would happen around the time when we had Kanya. There was a tasting with my chairman, Michael, my colleague Asha was there, and they called me from the distillery, there is something interesting we have. So I asked that, okay, is this how much liquid? And then he said, no, this is quite a large number of casks that we have. And I think I asked that question to Michael. I said, Michael, I understand that this is a very unique liquid and we want to, do you think going forward we will have similar availability, or we will also get newer liquids like this? That was the pivotal point where we invested in building a product brand architecture. I think the robustness of what we have created today serves the purpose of so, and now with Sazarak's knowledge sharing on cask management
Yes, yes.
has given us reduce the elements. So we are then thinking how that we take it to market. So if you see in our select cask range, which was classic and peated, then came Oloroso, PX, then now we have Port Madeira. So it's all going to sit in that. We have our limited releases of Zodiac. So it's Kanya and Mithuna. It's not that we are releasing the Zodiacs every year. We are, I mean,
You're taking your own sweet time.
it is when the something new, unique comes up, and we have a liquid which personifies that Zodiac. That is when that liquid will be presented. If you see the timing of the Christmas edition 2018 was a vatting of ex-bourbon with Oloroso. It was to see what the market wanted in terms of taste, and then came Oloroso. The Christmas edition is a preview of what will come in the future, and
Right.
hence it's a limited edition so that we don't, because at the end of the day there is a Excel sheet, there is a P&L.
Yes.
Right? From passion to profitability, that journey has to be mapped.
That's the R&D.
That's the R&D.
Christmas edition is R&D.
So how
it costs you money. the
yeah,
R&D.
because it costs you money, it has to be
Absolutely.
yeah, and how do we make that as a proposition is the math and the marketing that follows to the P&L.
So then talking about R&D, I think Amrut has excelled that because they have launched more than 50 expressions across the world. More than 50 expressions.
58.
58 now. Because last year when I was talking, you were on 46. And now it has jumped to 58 expressions.
See, these expressions, they also include single casks, which we are not going to produce it again.
Right.
It's a done variant, and if variants are there.
No, excluding single cask.
No, we've crossed 40. We are on 49, sir, today.
49 which are running internationally.
Running. See, what happens is, so for example, Amrut Kadambam, the last release was in 2020, I think. After that, it has not been given to the market. We are waiting. Probably this year, next year, 2026, he was telling. So 5 years, it's out of market. And Spectrum, again, it's been 4 years now, not available.
See, now there could be so many reasons for that. You know, see, we have exponential.
You are the reason. You were playing in the playground that time.
And so
What about your R&D? You said you're blessed with R&D. The company is blessed with R&D.
The family is blessed.
Yeah.
R&D is blessed with not only they have their pharmaceutical wing, which is doing exceptionally good. So whatever comes out, if we talk about fusion today, Mr. Vikram always tells those stories. Every year during the summers, the chairman used to go play golf. So one evening they finished their golf, they're tired, so came back. He was telling Mr. Vikram, I'll try something else today. Let's see how it comes across. And they have done some mix and match there in Ooty. So everybody, Mr. Rakshat, Mr. Vikram, MD, so everybody, they have liked it. Then the next thing is, next day morning, they've called up Mayappan sir and Surendra Kumar sir and told them, what is this? Can we try all these things? And one final formula, I don't know what was the
no,
formula.
it was actually, but I still remember that this thing. We had made some small barrels, and we had kept it in Ooty, and he had kept it for there as a experimental sample, and it evolved from there. You know, trying different combinations, and ultimately, it was.
So if that vision, if he had not done that, I don't know what would have been the Indian single malt scenario today.
Right. No, of course, I would give them full credit because they cracked how the UK market works, and they also cracked TTB and cola in the US, and how they cracked was something really brilliant. And then, of course, everybody followed the base which was created.
Oh, yeah,
for
definitely.
marketing.
100%,
And
100%.
especially in the US, which was
Nobody
very
can deny
difficult for international single malt.
See, I remember DTB approvals. Oh, we have struggled definitely
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time. You know, and now it's a cakewalk.
It's
now.
a cakewalk
Yeah.
to them.
It's a cakewalk
Yeah.
now. So that credit has to go to them because obviously they're there.
Father of single malt means it's Mr. Neelkant Rao Jagdale,
Right,
sir.
right.
He used to always tell one thing, sir. People always remember the person who stepped on the moon for the first time. They'll remember his name.
Obviously, nobody
They'll
can-
not remember who stepped in
Second,
fifth,
third,
second,
fifth,
third.
yes.
No,
Absolutely.
so he used to always tell this.
Or who took the photograph?
Who took the photograph?
So yes.
No, that's nobody can deny that. You know, nobody can take that credit away. Absolutely, they have really worked hard. They've really worked hard.
अब बात करेंगे एकदम प्रेसिंग पॉइंट के बारे में जो विच इज द दुखती रग ऑफ हिंदुस्तान एंड दैट इज एक्साइज लेट्स टॉक अबाउट एक्साइज सो देयर इज अ लॉबी फॉर टोबैको देयर इज एग्रीकल्चर there are a lot of people who are working together. Is there a lobby for alcohol as well, that we need one nation, one excise?
See, unfortunately, what's happening is excise under federal structure is a state subject.
Right,
That's the unfortunate thing. Yeah. The center has nothing to do about it.
right.
Right. It's the state's prerogative how they want to change the policies, which keep happening
Right.
year after year. But as such, there's nothing like that you can have a, sort of with a stroke of a pen you can change the law, obviously.
At the
or
stroke
or
of the midnight
constitution.
hour, India will awake
Yes, you can't do
to the
that.
light of freedom of excise.
But if you have raised a valid question, I feel the time has come when there has to be a common excise duty structure in the country, because it is as good as it amounts to as good as dealing with different countries. And I'm telling you a matter of fact, because I went from Karnataka to say Haryana.
Haryana.
Now
Yeah.
Haryana, I had to educate myself first. It took me some time to understand the excise rules.
3% excise there. 3%
No,
excise.
whatever. It's not question of less or more.
Huh.
It's a question of there are different structures. Here, it's entirely a different structure. I would say that excise needs to ascertain themselves in a proper way and fashion, so that it's beneficial for the industry as such.
Like for example, the new excise which is coming, which has been proposed, and they're saying from 1st July it will come in Karnataka.
Yes.
It is 100%. That means whatever you're paying right now, it will be doubled. And these are the excise licenses, be it for the restaurants, for the bars, for the distilleries. So Amrut excise is the highest, then comes Goa, and yours is the least excise.
No, but least excise, but license fees has recently been changed in Haryana. Imagine what we were paying for, the license fees, maybe 1.5, 2 crores, has gone up to 8.5 crores.
Wow. What about Karnataka?
This has been proposed, but talks are on. The matter will be settled soon. So this is not going to happen.
So don't
Privatizing, no.
don't go haywire in the newspapers and all.
It's not only we are selling in our respective states only.
Right.
So every state excise affects. If you want to wish it away and say it comes under one umbrella
Excise.
or a GST structure is still a wishful thinking, because I think there are a few structures which is of the way the fiscal finances of the state and the government are there.
Right.
There are 3 industries in my mind. One is alcohol, one is
Tobacco.
real estate, tobacco is under central, and then there is fuel,
Petroleum.
Right.
Okay, you are telling about under
which are under the each
under the state
prerogatives.
subject.
The state exchequer indexes on these the state budget.
Right.
So, and then there is always this, structural alignments of which state gets funded depending on which party is there from the center.
Right.
So, that I don't think will find a balance. It is always so that industry coming under the part that on the input cost, we cannot avail GST.
Right.
Is a big
minus.
Big minus.
But do you think the state government is also getting greedy, because the second biggest contributor to the economy is the alcohol sales? In last year, Karnataka sales were 36,000 crores,
Yes.
and they want to reach to 42,000 crores, and that is why they're increasing the excise, and that to 100%.
I feel these are political connotations connected with it, along with the department's requirements, because there are a lot of free things have been supported by the government to the people of Karnataka. So obviously they'll have to, why they have to generate.
So that's what I'm saying. The Whisky Association, which has been formed, is there lobbying to bring everyone under one excise?
You cannot do it. That problem is that. You cannot do that. That's a problem.
So live with it.
Unless the central government takes a call that the liquor will come under the GST purview,
Okay.
then probably there's something like that. But
And
that's a wild dream.
That's a long call, and
It will be the third world war in India then.
And there are two parts to excise. I'm only talking, let's say, non-monetary. Now, what are the non-monetary? Today, all of our distilleries, by location, have packaging goods configured to the markets that we do. And in some markets, we sell good enough that we get a reasonable cost of that packaging. In some markets, like Andaman, the market size is not there enough for all of us, but we have to, because we want to be there, we have to make an Andaman specific. I'm saying if progressively, if the central government says through the mechanisms of FSSI that there will just be one labeling across the country,
Yes.
this has got nothing to do with the excise that they collect, but it will save up so much of inventories and working capital.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, imagine the excise policy and requirements change on one state. I have to write that label off if it impacts the label. Those are inefficiencies. Now, at a non-monetary level, if it starts, it's at least a progressive that we have one country, one label.
That's the progressive thinking, basically.
That is the start of
That's
it.
the start of it.
Where, it doesn't affect
The revenues.
the revenue.
Right.
You're still collecting the same, but at least that is one stepping point towards a conversation that, okay, one country,
One label.
one label. Yeah, that I think it would pivot in thinking progressively. And I'm not just talking about, yes, it's a single malt conversation. There is the IML and the wine business suffers a lot more because of this.
Let's talk about the important part, the most important part, which I also love talking about, the liquid gold, the elixir of life,
That is Amrut.
the whiskey craft and quality. Let's talk about terroir. I've got three people sitting here. The pioneers, Amrut, which is coming from the cold climate,
Cold climate of India.
The plateaus of India. We are from the seas, we are from the land. We have Goa, we have Bangalore, we have Haryana. Does geography actually matter in your whiskies?
Of course.
If it is made in India, the taste wise, does it actually matter? What you making, what you making, what you making?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. Because you have to see the temperature conditions, the maximum and minimum. What are the summer months? What are the winter months? What is the mean temperature of summer and winter? And then the humidities, relative humidities. So all that, all three places will have all three different parameters, as far as these conditions are concerned. So obviously, the results are going to be different.
So of course, heat is increasing in Bangalore, and I was talking to Pramod. He said it's good for us because our whiskey is becoming stronger and stronger.
It's stronger and stronger, but they won't make the whiskey what they were probably making maybe 5 years before.
Right.
In that case, it's a phenomenon which is experienced by all.
The stronger the whiskey, we were talking about relative humidity.
Right.
So we also lose water here, moisture, so which makes the liquid go strong. the strength increases year on year. The two dimensions, one side your evaporations are between 11-12%. Here you are losing water. So yes, when once the liquid gains the strength, your extractions also it matters.
The temperature, what temperature plays in malt? It's during the peak temperatures, summer temperatures. So what is happening is the liquid expands. So where the liquid goes,
Right.
there's no place. So it enters the pores of the barrel.
So the place where Indri is coming from,
Yeah.
there are high temperatures. We reach up to 47, 50
40 and
degrees.
50 degrees, yes.
And the lowest temperature would go
Zero.
to 1.
Zero also, 1, 2, yes.
So how is that gap
That's what I'm
in
telling you.
temperature?
So that's what makes whiskey work faster in the barrel. So in summers the expansion happens, so the wood plays a role there, and during the winter seasons it contracts. So again it comes back. So obviously it doesn't come alone. It gets along with the congeners of the wood as well. And there's a rapid action happening because the spikes are too frequent. Day temperature changes, the maximum and minimum. Then there's a seasonal changes. All that is making whiskey work harder, And ultimately, what's happening is this expansion and contraction helps in extracting more of woody character. So if you ask, we get more of in Amrut. Probably I've seen it. It's more sweeter whiskies. Basically.
Right, sweeter whiskies.
But in Indri, the place where I'm working now, is something that you get wood forward whiskies.
And a lot of spice coming from Goa.
Spice,
Sea salt.
some
Sea
level
salt,
of brine.
yes.
Though we are not on the shore,
Shore, yes.
we are inside, but there is in the air, and the other part is the tropical fruit
Right.
that affects around what we have. So you've got mangoes, you've got pineapple,
You get coconut. There's a lot
all
of.
of that. The coastline
Right.
gives a very, very different. Provenance is not just putting in the cask and say we keep it in Goa.
No.
For example, if we were to exchange our new makes and say, okay, we mature in Indri new make in Goa, it will not be Indri, and neither it will be Paul John.
Yes.
Right.
Because
True.
you have arrived at that new make with so many decision options, from the kind of malting, the kind of grist compositions, the kind of
The soil, the water, the air,
Right.
the ecosystem.
But would the taste change
Yeah.
if I bring Indri's new make into?
Of
Little,
course,
little,
100%.
Of course.
It won't be
will
Indri.
not remain Indri, and it will never be Paul John
John.
either.
Paul John, yes.
It will be a newer
A different.
expression. We all come from different states. If we were where we were, where we came from, that influence, we brought it here. That influence now has come to our dining table as well.
Correct.
Right? So like today I had idli at home. So those are the influences that we will also bring in.
Right.
Same happens, the cask, the liquid, the new make, it's all a living thing. You are dealing with agricultural produce. So there's nothing that will not have an influence. Every decision would have an influence.
Yeah, analogy अच्छी देते हैं, example अच्छी देते हैं, professor की तरह एकदम, makes it simpler for people.
बाल ऐसे थोड़ी सफेद
मूछें ऐसी थोड़ी बनती है.
मेहनत लगती है उसमें.
मेहनत लगती है.
But since you're a master distiller, what is the inventory you're dealing with? How many casks are there which are under your hands?
So right now we have close to about 75,000 cases.
75,000 barrels.
Yes.
Okay.
Our target is 100,000.
100,000.
Yes.
Is there a sale of these many whiskies?
This year has been phenomenal for Indri. Phenomenal. We have grown by 40%.
Wow.
And this is because we have started slightly restricting because we have been selling huge volumes. And I feel another 50,000 cases would have given them, they would have sold.
Okay. And how much do you have to taste when you have to go check the barrels? Every
I
day
feel
when you
when I am working for a blend, probably my lab work will finish within 2 days. It takes about almost 100 to 120 barrels to taste.
Wow.
Because we have different variants, different ages, age groups. which go into our blends, and you have to taste them, you have to screen them, you have to see that there's no.
Did you study to be a distiller?
I'm basically a technologist. I've done a master's from CFTRA, from Mysore.
From Mysore.
It's a beautifully laid course for that master's degree, and you're taught everything, literally everything except software.
Okay.
A good food technologist from CFTRA can work in any industry, and you're exposed to small bits here and there of
Right.
all the industries. So in that way, we had the subject of chemical engineering. So where the distillation was involved, it was very easy to understand things once you started working, because it was not looking as something alien things to hear about the distillation. So they were all known things. So it was so interesting to relate your studies to the industry. So it was easy that way.
So as a brand ambassador, that's to global brand ambassador, how much whiskey do you have to taste and differentiate?
Global brand ambassador role is not only in terms of conducting tastings. That's again the visible part of it. I also look after the product management, and that's where it comes in. So those are decisions that are taken by Michael and chairman on the liquid, arriving at the liquid, and then I come in terms of where it should be.
Right. You strategize basically.
Where in our brand product architecture, where those fitments will come. So that is one part where the other that we do. I don't have that much extensive tasting to do at 10:30 a.m. in the morning. So it's a tough job, but I think on any given day, we would be doing 1 or 2 tastings a week as a brand ambassador, showcasing more. I'm giving you an average because when we travel a lot, those are like afternoon, evening sessions
Right.
that we do. And as a respect to the master distiller, whatever we have poured, we don't go to send it across to the spittoons. We taste it.
You taste it, yeah.
So though we pour 1 cl or 10 ml, it's a tough job there as well. So it's quite a lot of liquid, but we know that when we come back, we have an off time as well, which we just to get the alcohol get processed, so to speak. But yeah, as you would have estimated, कि what are the strange questions, कि ये तो नशे में धूत आता होगा रात को.
वैसा नहीं है.
तुम्हारा पति तो शराबी है.
These are professional or say vocational, I would say, challenges that we have to, and you still have to, show up for work and look at the P&L the next day.
I think you don't have to worry that much because your father was also into alcohol distribution.
No, my father used to work for a distillery in Mysore.
Okay.
But they never produced a single malt whiskey.
Okay.
It was a blended whiskey. But if I'm talking about our market visits and tasting, of course you need to be thorough with your own products. You can't be going tasting and talking some nonsense.
Right.
Because see, your target audience, they know what the palates. Some of the customers whom we've been excellent, palates are excellent. With them, you can't be talking rubbish, tasting and giving a bad tasting note, becoming a joker in front of. No, you can't do that. So you need to know your product. And sometimes what happens is we finish a tasting maybe around 4 o'clock in the evening with set of core range of whiskies, and next visit there's another tasting, and you don't know what is the whiskey is poured there. It will be Amrut. Every batch, the taste, the profiles are different, and you need to be a bit thorough on your palate, on your nose.
Right.
You cannot simply go there, stand, talk rubbish and come back.
You can't wing it.
I give it in one sentence, especially in their field. You don't call them marketing people or sales guys. No, it's a techno-commercial. They should know commercial part of it. I mean, how to place your product in the market. But at the same time, you should have a technical knowledge of how it's made. You have to know all the processes behind the product.
So as an individual, you can be pretentious, but as a brand custodian, you can't be pretentious. You have to.
No, people will see that through.
Oh yeah,
People
absolutely.
will see that through,
Right.
and there are, there are, distilleries for centuries. There are retailers and distributors who
Oh,
also
yes.
have been legacy businesses,
Right.
Because they are your last mile, and they know enough and more because they are hosting a portfolio of everything under the sun.
Yes.
But then one day you notice something in India, that is angel share. Angel share is somewhere around 11% in India. That means we have more loss of alcohol in India, mature faster. Do you use this as a narrative and to your advantage as well?
No, it's not matter of you using it as an advantage or a disadvantage. It is by far the product speaks that it's an advantage. You don't have to. You are not speaking about that.
See, because
Because your product speaks about that because it's an advantage. Put a 3-year-old Scotch whiskey and a 3-year-old Indian single malt. Tell them to see the difference. This will do the talking. You need not to. You don't waste your energy in explaining.
Tuhin, I was telling you the Macallan story. It was a 21-year-old Macallan, whereas our intermediate sherry is a 5-year-old. No comparison, man, in quality, in terms
Right.
of quality and taste.
So there is a rule in Scotland. You have to age it for 3 years. There is no such rule in India.
No,
See,
no, no, no,
whether
no,
there is
no,
a
no,
rule or no rule. There's
You
a
are
rule
selling
or
in
no
their
rule.
soil. Huh? So, if you're producing it in India or in New Zealand, Australia, if you want to call this as a single malt, then those regulations
Right.
need to be applied.
No,
Not only
what he means to say is, yes, FSSI doesn't have any limitation for age.
that is
Age
only pertaining to
is
India.
not there.
But
India,
Only
not
India.
internationally.
Yes,
They have a set recipe.
Yes.
They
No,
have a
but the
set rule.
question is,
अपने पास नहीं है.
even if it is not there, how did Amrut produce more than 3 years of single malt? How
Right.
did Paul John produce 300? There was no condition. They could have done that. Like Amrut. Amrut was the first, obviously. So they started following the EU norms.
So
EU
if-
norm says what Scotch people follow.
So if we age it for 1 year, is it good to go in the market?
No, not at all.
Very
In
not
India.
at all.
In
India.
Indian
No,
climate.
not at all. As a single malt. No,
Okay.
not at all. It will not be drinkable.
So what is the minimum age in India where the whiskey is aged for?
We follow the European regulations for
Simple.
single malt whiskey.
The SWA guidelines, everything is 3 years plus.
Okay.
Minimum
Everything.
of
I feel the Indians single malt producers have crossed the 3-year limit now. Nobody uses 3 years. You have gone a couple of notches higher
Yeah.
in terms of setting the benchmark. So why is the question of going down then? You have to go up the ladder only.
Right.
So that's the standard. If you are to survive, if you are a racing horse, you have to follow that.
Super.
So there need not to be somebody, with a stick on your head that you have to make it 3 years. No, it's your prerogative.
It's
Minimum is 3.
So देखो, basically India में, since there is no regulation on the number of years,
Yes.
you can age it for 2 years also and then sell it.
Yes, people can do
Because
it.
IMWA is working on setting those standards.
okay.
Is working towards getting certain recognition done. That's a work in progress. So only when those work in progress happen,
Yes.
it will set the guidelines and build the category.
See, you have to be if I'm a new entrant into single malt from India, I want to produce single malt and say sell it abroad. Now you need that certification.
Right.
So unless you have that certification mark, which will be authenticated by the association only, right? Indian Single Malt Producers Association, whatever. Unless it has got that, it will not be recognized as a single malt.
Another ingredient I wanted to talk about is the main ingredient, and that is the malt. That's the barley. I've seen a lot of people talk about it's made out of 6-row barley. It is the pure form of alcohol. Not 2-row barley. 2-row barley, I think Brooklady is there, which follows that. What is the main difference? What I've heard is 6-row barley has got more protein, more flavors. 2-row barley, more starch, more alcohol. So what is the narrative here? Why do we talk so much about 6-row barley?
You talk about 6-row barley because that was only available thing in India.
Okay.
So there was no option given to you unless you import 2-row barley. Most of the farmers were growing only 6-row barley. So that was available to you. So I had to deal with it. And now India has started producing its own 2-row barley. Though I would say between European 2-row and Indian 2-row, there is still a gap.
But do you mix and match? Do you use 6-row barley for flavor, 2-row barley as a supporting?
It can be anything. It can be anything. It's the blender's choice.
Okay.
How he gets to the target flavors. If you see the profiles, it's a distance apart. Now 6-row barley is a more flavorful, yes, more robust, more rusty, sort of, and the 2-row is more of soft, sweet, floral, fruity notes, that kind of a profile of the spirit. If you ask me personally, I would prefer using 2-row rather than 6-row.
Okay.
Not that 6-row is bad. No, not at all.
Nothing is bad.
I'm telling you, between two things that you provide to me, I would be very happy because that kind of a spirit, over a period of years in Indian conditions, will give you the quality, the profiles that suits the Indian palate, because it produces softer, sweeter, floral, fruitier notes more than
6-row barley.
Not that 6-row is not producing these flavors, but relatively.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
So it's sessionability versus savorability.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just to give you,
Analogy.
and since you have
Professors,
let me profess. You take another thing which has come from the West, okay, and that's the game of cricket. How it was played, and when it came to India, and what we are doing now.
We have changed it all
We have
together.
changed the game, but it is still cricket,
Yes.
right? Same is happening.
And it's a
with-
wonderful product. T20.
Exactly.
Wonderful product.
The international cricketers make more money in this game,
in this game.
Then
cricket in India,
In India.
than they play on county cricket.
absolutely.
I hope that tells you.
Yes. Are you making more money than Scottish now?
We are here to change the game.
Change the game. Yes,
Money
of
is
course.
a byproduct of
Yes.
that.
Since everybody is expanding, you are expanding, Paul John has expanded, Amrut is also expanding, new copper stills are coming. So are you doing something new with the copper stills, the inclination of the lineup?
I have done it in Piccadilly. I've done it in the previous expansion. We had
Okay.
two stills we added. We had previously 4.
So what is the lineup
2019.
there? Upwards, downwards?
Downwards.
Downwards. Or more
Yeah.
smoky whiskey?
No, it gives you a little, sort of favor whiskeys, ideal whiskeys, and it doesn't mean that you have changed it in a particular direction and then you expect, you anticipate a desired results. No, it's not. It's not ISRO scientists working. There they pinpoint what time my rocket will land on the moon, but it's not like here. It's something you have to wait for the spirit to come out and see how the still has performed.
Everybody is producing alcohol. Are you planning to exchange casks amongst yourselves?
Yeah, I was talking to him.
As of today,
I was
I
just-
don't think so. We have done none of us have done.
No.
Would you want to do that? Will it bring a difference?
As a personally speaking, I would love to do it. Really, personally.
Management decisions.
That's what I'm telling you. Personally.
There should be that vision convergence.
Yes,
which
exactly.
I think, if it would be more under the aegis of IMWA, where, in place of this 4, the founding 4 are sitting and
IMWA is this
having
only.
that conversation that if we were to have a collaboration, what
Yes.
would that Indian single malt be? So I think it's a very romanticized.
I feel it may not be called a single malt, but at least the blended malt.
Yeah.
मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि take it from 4 different distilleries, blend one whiskey, call it Char Dham.
Well, he continues on his spiritual
My spiritual journey.
It's a good idea, but a distant dream probably.
It's doable.
Unless, as he said, unless he has mentioned that if the 4 founders meet, it can be in a jiffy. This can go through.
Right.
But it will not be called a single malt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be a blended
A blended
whiskey.
malt, yes.
Yeah.
kind of an
Indian
independent
blend.
bottling.
Yeah,
those
yes.
things can be done,
Yeah.
sir.
Like tomorrow I come, I take alcohol from you.
It should be.
blend it
I would
and-
love that swap, like in Scotland it happens. You swap
Right.
the quantities. No, always good.
So
Always
there-
good.
there are no-
maybe not for single malt, but do it for the blends. Create a blend. What's there?
So there are no bottlers in India like Smokehead and all. They are just the bottlers. Black Label, they are the bottlers. They take alcohol from different distilleries,
Yes,
bottle
that's what
it,
I'm telling.
and then
That's
sell
how
it.
it's understand.
He's talking about independent bottlers.
Are there these
No,
players
no,
in
not
India?
yet, not yet.
I mean, though we are the largest whiskey drinking country, as a whiskey industry, we are still
Evolving.
very, very nascent. We still have to evolve. There are some things that we would have done as innovation, which because of the legacy issues they have not done, and we didn't have any legacy, and hence we are able to do stuff like that. But I think as an overall maturity of the industry, whether it's distribution, whether it's, I think we're still evolving and a long way to go. A long way to go. Like a retailer doing a single cask, not yet in India.
It's slowly
It
starting.
will happen.
Slowly
Not
will
like
happen.
whiskey investments, not yet there to the scale.
Ah.
It will happen. So it's like an evolution that we'll have to go through.
But still, we are the biggest contributors. The Indian single malts, they are the biggest contributors to the economy of the states.
Oh,
and in
yes.
different parts of states.
Not
No,
single
we're
malt.
not talking
Alcohol
about
also.
single malt.
Not single malt.
We're talking about the
beverage, alcohol.
The
beverage.
alcohol business
Yeah.
per se.
Yeah, it's a big,
Yeah.
big source.
So are you getting something in return from the government?
I feel if I'm correct, it's 100,000 crores.
Much more than
much more than that.
Much more. If 36,000
36, yeah.
is Karnataka, that's excise duty, not even turnover.
In Karnataka, for Karnataka, there is a song also. हुई महंगी शराब थोड़ी थोड़ी पिया करो.
Yes.
Pankaj
Ghazal,
Udas
Ghazal,
ji was a visionary for this song. So, talking about investments, is there interest in investment in bottles and casks? Because I know people who have bought Diwali edition and they sold it for lakh and 120. These are the people who have bought the bottles.
Yes.
Not online, but amongst their friends, they have sold for lakhs and lakhs. So they made good amount of money. So is there something like this, like an investment in India, in bottles and in casks?
Yes.
We'll start from you.
Yes. Again, a lot of regulations involved here. Say tomorrow for your 25th wedding anniversary, you wanted to have a bottling from Amrut. You cannot simply come there, buy, select a cask, okay, you bottle this for me. No, it can't be done. Again, you need to register your label. All the regulations are completely, you need to follow. Then it has to go to the retail, then you buy it. Whereas overseas, what happens is you go select a barrel, keep it. If you want to bottle it, then it's taken care. Or keep it for maturation. After 5-6 years, you can bottle it and you can sell it or keep it, whatever. That is not there in India. But people are interested. People are interested to buy liquid, fill in new make spirit, keep it for maturation. People are interested.
But that is for this celebratory thing or
Whatever, say.
A lot of clubs are doing, SMAC is doing this.
SMSE, we bottled one for the St. Joseph's alumni. That process, it'll take time.
But that is not for investment, that is for the
You
Special
can
label,
put-
bespoke label.
bespoke labels.
Yes.
You can put it. You can invest also, but that is not there yet.
Investment
there.
comes when there is a buyback, but there is no buyback in India.
No.
No. So there,
The question is, what do you do? Suppose you tell us that you bottle one cask or two casks for me. You can't store it. Why will you store it?
Right.
As long as distillery, the label is registered, there's no problem. But when the product is bottled, so you have to lift it.
Right.
So why do you keep it?
That is where the groups come into picture.
That's what, yes. So unless you have that group, so individuals, I don't feel.
हाँ.
I don't feel we have
बेटी
come
की
to
शादी
that.
है या कुछ है तो
Yes.
उसमें
हाँ,
आपने करा
उसमें
लिया.
we have done in Amrut, we did it for Well, the chairman had given me a job. There was a royal family's wedding.
Okay.
Sandur, yes, in the royal family in Sandur in Karnataka.
Dennis has 2 barrels.
No,
Yashmittal has. Today's scenario here in India, it's a bit difficult.
So basically, there is no thing about investment in casks and bottle in India. You cannot invest.
It is a.
No,
see, if you see the social media circle, in circles, social circles, even this has not taken off even in Scotland also. There is a lot of controversy about it. The specialists are telling, the experts are telling. They give the warning to the people. Don't fall into the trap.
One is your commercial bottles being investment grade.
Right.
Let's say when you really do a limited edition, that becomes an investment grade. For example,
Okay.
our Christmas edition 2018 is flippable.
Right.
Okay, and it's getting flipped in the UK auction sites. And as the story goes, that a father gave or bought every annual release of Macallan, and on the 18th birthday gave 18 bottles to his son, and this is from UK press. That son, wisely or unwisely enough, went and sold all those bottles and as a down payment for his house.
Wow.
Okay, so, and I tell about our Christmas edition that you should buy 3 if you can get it. Why 3? 1 for yourself, 1 to share, and the third to pay for the
invest.
first 2. Okay, because if you create, and in the tastings I have always often met people who have had that collection.
I have 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
And 24.
24 I think I don't have.
Okay.
24 or 23 I don't have.
So that is something that is investment grade. That's a commercial bottling. You have independent bottlers who do that, Samorali and Berry Brothers and all of that. They do that limited edition bottling. So that's flippable, investment grade. The second part is what we discussed as casks. So you can have a customized cask. Yes, it takes the paperwork. You have to register and all of that, which we do for clubs and all that. And that also is a limited edition,
Right.
where whether it's a Amaze series or it's the Alter Ego that we have done, and
Yes.
so all that is limited edition, because as the bottles get consumed, the balance becomes more available. There are 2 parts to the cask investment. One is the word investment. Now in India, it is for captive consumption. That means you have to bottle it, and it's not an investment because by law we cannot offer buyback. The second part, internationally, barrel investment is an established business, but it is undergoing a lot of rough weather now because of the frauds that are
The frauds that are happening. But in this, people like SMAC, they come, they take barrels from you. Do they set the price of that, or you set the price of that?
No,
alcohol?
so
Okay.
Different.
There.
Karnataka, there are slabs. So we need to sit and agree, because of the basic cost is first calculated, say 40,000 rupees a case. So then we decide which slab it comes under. Then we have to agree with the pricing, and that is how it is.
I mean, they're manufacturing in Karnataka and selling in Karnataka. That duty structure is very different than me making in Goa and bringing it to Karnataka.
Yes.
Okay, so whilst yes, there is, as I said, the P&L and the pricing that they want the members to pick up, because you bring in, they have to invest, right, and then they have to put it through a retailer, and then from there the members buy.
Right.
So they are not buying or selling anything, but they are selecting.
So they say when you are going to supply it, which depot it will come, and then you approach those depots. And
They select the shop usually. See,
Yes.
every 200, 300
Okay.
shops they are attached to a depot. So we are wherever comfortable, those people are, they'll select it. We send the stocks to the depot.
But quick comment from you. Diwali edition 2023, launched for 8,000, went on to 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh. People were selling amongst themselves. This was the price which was there.
Yes.
Now when the 11 is coming,
So you will find it in everywhere. I
The
feel
projection-
Karnataka also some bottles are
the
allocated.
projection is it will go up to 2 lakh rupees.
I don't know that.
Probably where there is no MRP.
Obviously, because if it is coming to a state like Karnataka, so there's a fixed price.
There's
So
an MRP. But places like
that
Haryana, there is no MRP.
But I feel we will wean away from that market because of those happenings,
Right.
which we don't like as a producer. Because
Does
we
that
want-
does that affect your sale or something,
No,
or
that-
name in the
it's-
market?
See, not name in the market. You see, people, there was a social media, it's Indri ka dimag bhi kharab ho gaya. I mean, because they have no knowledge of how the pricing works.
Right.
Which market is open market, which is MRP market. So now Haryana being an open market, so they can fix
See,
any
but
rate.
only Indri is selling like this. Paul John and Amrut hasn't come on rack on that cost.
We have a product.
Bagheera and Portonova. Bagheera and Portonova.
So Bagheera, they launched it in Delhi, Haryana, I think. It got sold for what? 56,000 rupees.
I saw it for 18,000.
The Haryana price in the beginning of the excise year is different than the Haryana price now. It's worth going right now, end of May, first week of
Yes,
June.
yes.
Go to
Yes.
pick up whatever you want, your heart's content, and bring it along. Your arbitrage is very high.
But tell me, Indian single malt, the expressions we are talking, the price is not down. It will never come down.
And that's why my first
And we cannot
why
take it down also.
Why not?
Why should we?
I
Yeah,
feel the
exactly.
quality products cannot
Why
put
should
it
we
down.
take it down?
Then you are doing a social work.
The projection they do in Haryana, where there is no MRP, so they put
That's
any price on that.
Yes,
Not
yes,
on
yes.
all of them,
Yes.
but the limited editions.
And moreover, secondary market pricing, nobody has control. See, man, I can call up a friend and tell him, man, put it on the social media that the bottle of this is getting sold for 2.5 lakhs. That becomes a big news. God knows whether he is selling it for 2.5 lakhs or 25,000. Nobody knows it. Secondary market.
I was sent a picture of Diwali edition. It was sold. There's a price tag written there in the shop.
1 lakh rupees.
In the retail shop.
Yes.
In the retail
Price-
shop.
oh.
Yes.
Haryana
How
retail,
did the retailer fix it, sir?
It's his choice.
It's his choice. No,
It's a
so
wrong
the-
policy.
There's no
he has to
MRP.
get back his investment. No.
Why we felt bad is that it's not reached the right hands where
Yeah.
who would have enjoyed the whiskey. No?
So Haryana is the retail market as well and the secondary market as well. That is how secondary market for limited editions. That is what it looks like.
So that's unfortunate.
In Middle East, everybody knows Barracuda.
Right.
Everyone knows?
Barracuda.
Barracuda.
Again, Russell Khaimah. But there are several of these, okay, not so well known, in different parts of UAE. And sometimes you get to see limited bottlings
Lying there.
lying there. And as he said, dhul kha rahi hai. I was in Pro Wine, and after that I was heading to UK. So one of my colleagues said, why don't you, there's a whiskey fest, you go in Frankfurt, since you are exiting, time it in that way. So I did that, and it looked really very small. I mean, it was just big as the atrium that we were in, and even smaller than that. But whiskies that were there, I would say they were rare finds. You know, you see a producer, you see a retailer, you see a distributor doing this. There was one individual person who had a collection of 1200 whiskies.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, 1200, and he says, I'm 65.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink, I'm not this, I just want to share. So he took a stand and he was just selling 18-year-old Springbanks or a collection and just say, and at 20 euros or whatever.
Wow. We
So-
made good money then there.
Getting rid of everything.
Yeah.
Especially in Germany,
Yeah.
these old people, the 65, 70s, they have stuff. They have stuff.
But keep an eye on dhul khati hui botle. Those are the good investments. But talking about investment, Surinder sir,
Haji.
Indri, Piccadily Agro, the shares rode like anything.
Yes.
They reached the height. they went up like nobody's business. What is the future? Should we invest more money in Piccadily Agro?
As of now, yes, definitely. It's on the move. It is reflected in the market. We're doing very well. We are expanding, not in India but in Scotland as well. We are going to, in fact, the expansion is going on in Chhattisgarh, a grain-based distillery where we will have again a malt plant.
Wow.
There.
Kitna expand karoge?
Has got big dreams. You see, it's all the vision. It's all the vision. Those projects will be complete, which is going to be completed in next year, 2026, Chhattisgarh. And our expansion at Indri facility is going to be completed probably another 2 months' time, max. And we will be sitting on a huge quantity of spirits.
Right.
And eventually we are increasing the warehouse capacity as well.
So
That's
what's
your
coming up?
future.
What's new coming up from Indri?
Well, there are a couple of, we have got, as such, we have launched the 11-year-old, and another brand will be launched probably, the bottling must be going on right now, and it will be probably a day or two, it will be launched in Haryana again. Then to different
What is
markets.
it called?
It's called Indri Agnya.
Indri Agnya.
Agnya.
Is it more peated?
It's little, yeah, peat. Our peat is muted, but here we have given a little bit more, obviously.
Super. What's coming new from Paul John?
We've just launched Port and Madeira,
Port and
rolling it
Madeira.
out in India. That campaign is going on as we speak.
सस्ते में क्या है वो बताओ?
At the QPR quality price ratio, I think it's a very smartly priced thing as well.
This same as PX and Oloroso.
Yeah,
Basically.
as I said, it's a wine cask finish, part of our select cask range. And then obviously the Christmas edition is part of our annual tradition now. We will be doing our 8th release. And yeah, that as of now is the plan.
This year even our Diwali edition will be something different.
But what's coming up from Amrut?
Expedition, very soon.
Sold out है वो. Sold out है वो.
Two or three bottles coming.
Okay.
So that one is for me now. I've told them. I told Mr. Rakshan. Conveyed it to him.
Give me the peg measure from there. That's okay.
It's a pure silver,
silver.
100% silver peg measure, sir.
It's for some 25,000 rupees only for the peg measure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is coming. Some couple of finishes like Oloroso is coming. Something special is coming. Wait for that.
Okay. Something special.
Small thing, rum.
Ah.
The first jaggery rum from the country. It was Amrut.
Right.
It was a dream project of my chairman.
Yes. We had started planting the sugarcane when I was there.
Which I tasted in 2016, and now it was launched.
Bella. It's a 100% pure jaggery rum. Of course, innovation and showing the path. It has been Amrut.
This is the first time we all are sitting together. We have Surinder Kumar from Indri, we have got Himanshu Asher from Paul John, we have Pramod from Amrut. All three of them coming together, the big wigs in the Indian single malt, and we want to take the culture forward. We want one excise, we want one nation, one label, we want single cask releases, we want investment in bottles and cask, we need auctions as well. And we talked about cask sharing amongst each other, and let's see how well we can take all these things forward. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your time.
For having us.
Thank you for having us. Thanks for inviting.
It's a great day meeting you all.
Yeah.
Otherwise, where's the time to meet people
Thank you.
and discuss
Thank
the
you
subject?
for bringing all of us together.
Yes.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the Single Malts of India on the Tuhin show, Icons of Bengaluru. Thank you so much for joining us.
you.
Thank you.
And it was lovely chatting with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.